Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Taurus gang in early March? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus in early March. What is the vibe? What is the energy for my good friends here in early March? Pisces season. What do we got for Taurus? Yeah, usually the first card pops out real quick for you. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay. And I've been seeing this one for you quite often in recent weeks. Now, this is a good card. I always lean and say that this is a positive card. It's, to me, someone that's just doing their own thing, very lay low. And the odd thing is that it's so rare. It doesn't come out often, but it seems like you've been getting it a lot recently, which could be a good thing. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards then, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card and the fact that you have been getting it quite a bit, especially the last month or so. But we see the lovely lady. She is amidst that flock of birds. And to me, yeah, this does attach to aesthetics, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But to me, this is someone that's kind of just blending in. They're not trying to cause waves. They're not trying to cause mayhem. They're just doing their own thing. So for a lot of Tauruses, that just might be the mode you're in right now, right this second, where it's like, no, I'm in my own lane, doing my own thing, doing what I have to do, paying attention to my business. Don't bring me into your stuff. It's like that kind of vibe here. Now, there could be someone you're connected to that could be laying low for whatever reason. Okay, we're not going to comment too much on that. But another thing with this card is aesthetics and beauty. I do feel like this is a gorgeous card. So for some Tauruses, maybe you're wanting to redecorate the house or change up the wardrobe or something about your look. There could be something surrounding aesthetics and how one presents themselves when this card is here. So it could be one or the other. It could be even both, right? So we're just going to leave her down right there. I mean, nothing wrong with just doing your own thing, right? So we'll let that card chill. We won't bother you. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Taurus and see what we got. And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a ton of karmic energy floating around your reading last week. So the reading was titled Big Karmic Warning, especially meaning that, you know, there either spirit has taken notes about something or what you put forth in this time will most definitely come back around. That was a huge vibe I was picking up. Okay, so hopefully you're on the right side of that, and that's an energy that could linger for a little while. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Taurus friends. What is happening for Taurus here in early March? Thank you. Okay, 4 cups. And I will say this, every earth sign this week has had at least 1 4 show up in their reading, which could be good. I mean, I feel like this energy is something you could work with. It's definitely not oppositional to you. It's just a little daydreaming. That's a big vibe there. Let's get one more. Yep, Ace of Pentacles, that could be nice. Let's get one more. So I'm feeling cautiously optimistic thus far. Let's get one more card out here for you, then we'll start breaking it down. What do we got for Taurus here? Early March, thank you. Whoa, okay. 6 of Wands. So this is a really good starting spread. I will say that. Now, doesn't mean it's perfect, no, but this is definitely a good place to start, I'll say that. So let's go through, I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know I always like to look at elements first. And we have a nice mixture going on here. I always get a little concerned when it's like all one element or too much of one thing. We have water, which is very complementary for Tauruses because you're an earth sign. We have earth. Again, that's your comfort zone. And then we have a little bit of fire here on the back end, but all of these do skew to the positive, especially since it's like we're not moving, we're getting things started, and this is the result. It's like something intensifying. That's the one thing I could say about this. It's like the energy goes from thought to result, and it intensifies as it moves along. So let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we're starting with the Four of Cups. And as I mentioned, when it comes to all the fours, especially numerology, that's a bit of a grounded energy. It's not really moving. Now we see this individual, they're under the tree. Right? Looks like they're taking a nap, having a little snooze, not really doing much, right? They're just chilling out. So for some of you, maybe your mind is going a little more so than usual. I say this is great for creative things, creativity, thinking outside the box. So whether it is you getting something moving, trying to plan something in your mind, this is great for kicking ideas around in its positive sense. This could also represent someone thinking about you, or you having a specific individual on your mind for sure. There's a lot of thought happening here. But it's not really doing anything. That's the thing. It's just very etheric. There's not a lot of physical action going on with this card. And that can lead into the challenge, because when we have fours, it could represent delays, it could represent problems or situations that don't seem to be improving. Okay, so that's something we need to watch out for. And notice that this person, they're staring at the cups down here. They're not looking at the Ace of Cups that the universe is trying to hand to them. However, as we move further, we see that that energy does shift and change. Okay, and this could also be one of my cards of strategy and planning. Okay, so whether you're in the planning phases of something or it's somebody else. Now, moving to the center, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. One of my favorite cards in the whole deck. I love all aces. I say they're all opportunities. They're all offers. And you see the universe holding out that pentacle with its hand, and it's like, here, Taurus, come get it. Here you go. Here's this golden opportunity. So it's beautiful in that sense. Aces represent new. It's fresh. It's a new path, a new idea, a new skill. This is also a strong card surrounding communication. So whether it's a conversation or receiving a message or receiving news, the aces are really fantastic for that. But where's the challenge when it comes to aces? They're not guaranteed. They could be fleeting, right? They're not permanent. It's an energy that's very new, so it's not fully developed. So it's like if you don't put energy into it, if you don't put energy towards it, and this ace will wither away. That's a big thing when it comes to these cards. And sometimes aces could be a little bit flaky too. So I'm not sure if you're dealing with somebody that's a little bit flaky. We're not even going to go down that route. But yeah, it could also just be a talk. But it's interesting how we go from the idea to starting something off. And then the card that we have here on the back end is really nice. Really is, because we have the Six of Wands. Lovely. Now this does link to the Leo collective. You might be connected to Leo. If that's not the case, this is a card of notoriety. It's a card of recognition. When I see this, I think complete and total victory. It's a win of some sort, and it's very fiery with all those wands. So it's like explosive. It's kaboom in a good way. Now for some of you, it could be recognition that you've been wanting. Even if it's something that you're not really looking for, it could be a spotlight on you for whatever reason. Now that could be good and that can be bad, right? When I see this card, I think of eyes on me for whatever reason. Okay, so whether it's like you getting a little more attention than you normally do, there's a certain magnetism about this card. But when we see it overall, it is a card of victory and celebrating. So I do like it. Now, where's the challenge with this card? Sometimes it could represent overconfidence. Sometimes it could represent certain individuals that have a bit of an ego. So especially watch out in this time for individuals that have like really puffed out egos, because you might clash with them when this card is here. So it's intriguing how all this energy flows. I feel like that's what's most impressive to me as the reader for this spread, is the way it seems to develop, right? It goes from like thought to result, thought, process, result. So I feel optimistic about it. I want to dive deeper on all the Taurus. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for my Taurus friends, please? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Four of Cups time. What's this thought process? What's this planning about? For my good Taurus friends, please. Where's that Four of Cups here? Thank you. All right. I mean, this could be you. And I feel like that's the only warning we have here. Listen, we have the Empress. That's a beautiful card. of blessings and abundance. And on top of that, that's one of your power cards, Taurus. Could also represent Libra. So if you're connected to Libra, that could be them. That's the Venus energy. Whenever we see the Empress, we think of blessings, abundance. Listen, I feel like for a lot of you, if you're going through problems and issues, you could really brainstorm your way out of it in this time, or at least bring a certain perspective to it where it's like, I need to think about this. I need to consider this. Now I feel good about it. But listen, I'm telling you, I think a lot of Tauruses are going to have like big like eureka moments and ideas in this time, whether it's business ideas or ways to express yourself. I feel like there's so much potential in the energy this week for you. I really do. Now, the Empress, aside from being one of your power cards, represents fertility. She represents abundance. Notice she has a pregnant belly. She has pomegranates all over her dress. So it does speak about exuberance, and the cup runneth over. It's really beautiful. It's that goddess energy. So I love it here, especially underneath the Four of Cups. So I will say this, for a lot of Tauruses, it's very important to try to keep an optimistic mindset. Aside from all the other stuff I said, let's just put that aside. In your mind, in your brain, try your best to keep an optimistic mindset, regardless of whatever it is you're going through, because I feel like that's going to serve you well moving forward. But aside from that, yeah, when I see the Four of Cups, aside from those message, it's either someone thinking about you, or you could be thinking about them. There's just like a lot of thinking going on, but I feel like it's good because there's going to be some sort of eureka moment about whatever situation you're dealing with. So it's good. You know, I normally say overthinking is not the best thing, but I feel like in this case, it's a good thing. In this case, it's a good thing to overthink it. So keep that in mind for whatever it is you're going through. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving over to that ace and see what that has for us. Because remember, I said this is like the thought, the planning. So again, you might be planning something, and we have like the action and results. So let's go in on that Ace of Pentacles here. Why is that ace in the mix? There's just so much potential energy here. And even if you're a cross watcher for a Taurus, it's like, listen, no, there's good potential energy here. Yeah. Okay, so we do have the Two of Swords in the upright. I do not feel like this is bad in this sense. Like in the classical sense, the Two of Swords could sometimes represent confusion or indecision, but this is like one of my biggest cards of mystery. And when I see it underneath the Ace of Pentacles, it is like a straightforward, clear-cut, either an unexpected opportunity or offer coming in, or at the very least, a conversation you weren't expecting to have. Okay, because with the mystery and the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, oh, all right, yeah, this seemed to come out of nowhere. So it's like I have this eureka moment thing. I don't know why I keep saying it. Like we felt it here in the beginning, I'm feeling it here now. It's like something pops in out of nowhere. So whether it's a solution, whether it's a thought, I feel like this is really good. I often get this type of vibe in Aries readings because you know how Aries, they're said to be a little reactionary, where it's like they think, they go. When we get the Two of Swords, I don't feel like this is someone stuck at a crossroads. And if you're at a decision point, or if you're dealing with a situation where you feel stuck or you feel confused, all this energy is supportive of like some sort of breakthrough. And I feel like that's really nice. But aside from that, yeah, Two of Swords clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, either it's an unexpected or surprising offer, opportunity, and I would say at minimum, and it could be both. It could be an unexpected talk too, but it feels good. It feels like it's going to lead to something. Let's keep moving over. We're going to see what the Six of Wands has. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. I'm feeling excited about your reading this week. Okay, let's see what that Six of Wands has for you. What does the Six of Wands have? Thank you. And I mean, another one of your power cards here. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race with this card, but I don't think it's going to be all slow and steady. Now, again, notice the fact that in the underlying energy, we have two of your power cards showing up here this week, which is enormous for any sign. You know, when we get like more than one power card in a 6-card spread, that's big. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is usually slow, steady, methodical. It can also be a messenger. So remember, we have this connection to speaking and talking that's showing up here. But when we're doing an earth sign reading underneath this Six of Wands, like I said, this is a big victory or win coming in, and I like it. I feel like it's really, really good. Like you're going to be happy. Now, for a lot of you, you might not even know what it is we're talking about right now, but you will. And you might think back like, oh, right, that's what Kyle was talking about. Okay, now I get it. Because it seems like the energy just comes in out of nowhere. But yeah, beautiful. I'm loving that we have two of your power cards here, and especially with this Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Six of Wands. it's you coming out on top. So again, I feel like there is a lot of beautiful energy potential for the Tauruses this week. I feel like you should claim this energy and work with it and feel good about it, because I feel it. Like, to me, it's making me feel excited. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. I love your reading this week, my friends. So even if you're going through some tough things, it's like, no, there's good potential here. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the 4 of Cups, thinking something over, with the Empress in the upright. So yeah, one of your power cards right there. So maybe you're planning something out, maybe you're doing some overthinking. I said in this case, overthinking is a good thing. So with whatever it is you're dealing with, it's okay, and it's a good thing to overthink it, because you're going to have some sort of breakthrough because of it. Maybe someone has you on the mind, maybe you have someone else on the mind. There is also strategy and planning happening here. So whether it's you or somebody else. But moving to the center, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the 2 of Swords in the upright. I feel like this is fantastic, especially if you're in a place where you're a little confused or you're feeling stuck, because this to me does feel like that breakthrough type of energy. And it also feels like either an unexpected talk, or it could be an offer or opportunity that seemingly pops up out of nowhere. So it's like we have this eureka moment all over the place. Moving to the back end, we do have the 6 of Wands, the complete and total victory, with yet again another one of your power cards, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be slow and steady sometimes, but to me that just signals the energetic potential around Taurus this week. That's big win, victory based type of vibes. So again, whether it's work, whether it's personal life, whether it's career and business, you name it, there's like great potential energy for things to just pop in out of nowhere and flip the script in a positive way. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's get into the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Taurus in the shadows? Please, nice and quick. There it is. Okay, 9 of Wands. So the Wounded Warrior. This is a little bit different than the vibe we were picking up within the main part of the reading itself. Now, whenever I see the 9 of Wands, this could be a very protective, cautious type of energy. And I saw this in the Virgo reading as well. Now, in the positive sense, this could be someone that, you know, they're very territorial of the place and the things they love or the things they're working on. This could sometimes be a warning from Spirit saying, like, just be a little cautious. There could be a certain situation where you just need to tread lightly or just be cautious about it, which, again, I know Tauruses are generally good at that, like being considerate, being cautious about how they move. That's a good thing here with the 9 of Wands. But it's called the Wounded Warrior for a reason. It could represent people that have been through some things and they don't want to go through it again. Some Tauruses might be still healing from something when this shows up in the shadows. And I always say this, everyone heals from situations at their own pace, at their own rate. So don't feel like you have to rush anything. But the 9 of Wands in the shadows most definitely is a little sign from Spirit saying, like, all right, well, tread lightly. You got a lot of good energy. You got a lot of good potential possible energy here, but still, there is something you should be a little cautious about. So we're going to leave it at that, Taurus. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live. But for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey. And you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.